We're going to explain the Ansible error. The following modules failed to execute ansible.legacy.setup. This error often pops up when Ansible, a powerful automation tool, struggles to gather basic information about your target system during the initial connection phase. The write single quote ansible.legacy.setup write single quote module is crucial. It's the workhorse that fetches facts, essential pieces of information like operating system details, memory usage, and IP addresses. If this module fails, Ansible can't proceed because it lacks the fundamental understanding it needs to execute subsequent tasks. Let's break down the common causes and how to troubleshoot them. 1. Network connectivity issues. This is the most frequent culprit. If Ansible can't reach your target server, the write single quote ansible.legacy.setup write single quote module will fail. Double-check your network configuration. Make sure your target server is reachable, firewalls aren't blocking the connection, typically on port 22 for SSH, and the DNS resolution is correct. Verify that you're using the correct IP address or hostname in your Ansible inventory file. Ping the server from your Ansible control machine to confirm connectivity. 2. SSH problems. Ansible typically relies on SSH to connect to managed hosts. Problems like incorrect SSH credentials, username and password or SSH key, a missing SSH server on the target machine, or SSH port conflicts can easily lead to this error. Verify the SSH service is running on the target server. Systemctl status SSHD on Linux. Ensure your Ansible configuration correctly specifies the SSH credentials and that the SSH key is properly authorized on the target machine. If using password-based authentication, consider using key-based authentication, which is more secure and less prone to problems. 3. Authentication errors. Even if SSH is running and the network connectivity seems fine, Ansible might still fail due to authentication issues. This often manifests if the Ansible user doesn't have the required permissions on the target server. Ensure the Ansible user is permitted to execute commands and access necessary files and directories. Check the SSH configuration files for any restrictions. Consider creating a dedicated user for Ansible with minimal privileges to enhance security. 4. Linux or AppArmor. Security modules like Linux and AppArmor on Linux systems can sometimes interfere with Ansible's ability to collect facts. If these are enabled, they might restrict Ansible's access to certain system resources. Temporarily disabling them, for testing purposes only, can help determine if this is the cause. However, always re-enable them after troubleshooting. A more refined approach is to configure Linux or AppArmor to allow Ansible to access the needed resources. 5. Ansible configuration. Problems within Ansible's own configuration files, write single quote ansible.cfg, can contribute to the error. Check that the configuration is valid and that any custom settings don't conflict with the default behavior. Look for typos in inventory files or incorrect paths to SSH keys. Restarting the Ansible service can sometimes resolve simple configuration issues. 6. Insufficient privileges. The user account running Ansible on the control machine might lack the necessary permissions to interact with the target machines. Ensure the Ansible control machine has network access and that the user account executing the Ansible playbooks has the required permissions. Run Ansible with sudo if necessary. Remember to carefully examine the complete Ansible error output for more clues. Often it provides specific error messages that pinpoint the problem more precisely. Addressing these points systematically will usually resolve the ansible.legacy.setup module failure.